So former NBA player Steven Jackson, he put out a video almost like a PSA for the young brothers. And he was using points in his life to illustrate some things that these young brothers should not do, which is cool to do that. But there's a few things that Steven Jackson was saying that I want to touch on with this, because in 1 minute he's going to tell the young brothers something that's real good, but another minute he's going to point blame somewhere else. And then you'll see how he's going to be all over the place with this. I understand his heart's in the right place, but we really need to address this, because if you're going to put out a PSA and accept some things that you have done, well, let's go ahead on and just accept it all. Let's go ahead and roll that clip of Steven Jackson, and let's come back and talk about it.
Hey, what up, world? Getting myself together for today. I wouldn't be a real one if I didn't share this game with my little bros, my little homies out there. I wouldn't be a real one if I didn't share this game with y'all. One, me, I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, so I feel like to share this game with these youngsters out here are the ones who planning on having families and moving forward and doing different things, and being successful a lot comes with it. What I want to tell y'all, find one woman, love her, and have families and have babies with her. Do not have kids by multiple women. Listen to me. That shit is overrated. This shit is played out, and it ain't what you think it is, okay? I have kids by 5 women. I take responsibility for laying down with them, making babies with them and all that. I take full responsibility. You know what I'm saying? But 3 of them, I regret even knowing. Paid millions and millions and millions of dollars in child support. You dig what I'm saying? And still don't see my kids. At 42, my kids in high school. I don't have problems with my kids' mothers unless they done ran out of money. And it's just facts, bro. It's just facts. But be smarter. Make a better decision. Even if you do have kids, love them just as you were in a great relationship with their mom. But if you don't have kids, bro, take your time. Find you one woman, settle down and have kids, and do it the right way. Because I'm telling you, the quickest way and the fastest way for a demise of a black man, especially a successful black man, is a bitter black woman. Brothers that's out here that ain't getting in trouble, that ain't selling drugs, what's ruining their lives? Opportunity and bitter black women. And that's just the truth. If you ain't doing nothing wrong, you ain't dealing with the police. So what else is ruining you? Opportunity and bitter black women. It's just the truth. I had to share this with my youngsters out there, man. Don't be nutting off and everything like I did. You know what I'm saying? I take full responsibility. I don't regret my kids, but I take full responsibility for the situations and the drama that I've had all my life from laying down with these women. I regret it, but I take full responsibility. Be smarter than Stack 5. I made all the mistakes, so y'all won't have to. So my 2 sons won't have to. You dig what I'm saying? What up, world? You know, it feels good to me that I can share my trials and tribulations, my ups and downs, and my right and wrongs in life to help the next generation. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us didn't grow up with a father in the house. So a lot of things that we had to learn on our own. You know what I'm saying? Through experience. I don't live in a make-believe world, and I teach through my real experiences. You know what I'm saying? I don't speak on shit that I've never done or I don't know nothing about. You know what I'm saying? That's why I consider myself real. I said black women in my last post because I only have kids by black women. I never dated another race. So that's why I said black women. If you put yourself in that category, that's on you. I love black women. But I'm happy that why would I let a young man go down the road that I've been down when I know that's not the right direction? If I can share my life experiences and my trials and tribulations with somebody else to help them, why wouldn't I? It's only right. I'm trying to better myself, so why wouldn't I help the next man? That's just what I'm on. You know what I'm saying? That's how I sleep at night. But love to all. I love everybody.
All right, so a few things with the clip with Steven Jackson. So with him telling the young brothers, don't be running through all these different women and don't be making babies with all of them, that's good advice. I would never say that's not bad advice. He spent millions in child support, and child support can get extremely expensive, and it carries interest. So you don't want to be behind in child support. You want to pay whatever you have on time. But he didn't learn after the first child and the second child and the third child and the fourth child and the fifth child. He had 5 children and he had to pay a lot of child support. Now he says that he had children with them. He's taking responsibility for that, which is no other reason for you not to take responsibility. He says that he gets along with them until it is a money issue. But you chose that caliber of women. Just as admittedly, you chose that. But then you start talking about how down the line, about how you don't, people that's not out there committing crimes, you have opportunity and don't fool with, bitter black women. But at the end of the day, Stephen, you chose those women. Now, you later said that the reason why you said black women, because it's only women that you deal with, and your wife is a black woman as well. You've been married to her since 2009. But you really didn't have to say black women. You could just say, just don't deal with no bitter women. Because I know, and I'm telling you, black women aren't the only women that's bitter. It's women of every group. If you have children with them and they wasn't on the up and up, you going to that level with them, having kids, you going in them raw, you hot dicking all over the place. And you move on to the next one, the next one, the next one. That leaves women a certain sort of way, even if some of them have character flaws. So you can't say they're bitter. You put them in the position to be bitter. If you would have, now, some people, they do their thing. They know how to be responsible. They don't have children, and that's it. And because of how I feel about the situation, and this is something that I practice, so I can talk about it. I only had my children through the confines of a marriage. I didn't go out here getting some random females and having children. I refuse to. I always say that I will never have a child unless my child coming through my wife, period. Because the way I always believe is this: if she isn't worth my last name, if she isn't worth me putting a ring on her finger, if she ain't worth me going down the aisle with her, she's definitely not worth me having the kids with her. And if you would keep that mindset, a lot of you wouldn't even be having some of the kids you have, actually. And you can't say, well, some of them try to trap you. Man, look, you grown. You should know how to handle yourself, your body, and everything else. Ain't no woman gonna trap you unless you allowing yourself to be trapped. That's how I feel about that. When you have a lot to lose, you definitely don't put yourself in a position to get got. Because yes, there are some women out here who's dirty and slick and try to bust condoms and everything else. I'm just keeping it 100 how some of them out there because they want that child support. Because that child support is 18 years. And if they get it out of you and you was the dummy, they got took. I can't even get mad about it because you put yourself in that position. Now he say he's 42 and he realized all that now. But what if he'd have realized that at 22? What if he'd have realized that at 32? A lot sooner, before all the kids start coming all over the place. Because one thing you notice, a lot of guys like Tom Brady or I know there's a lot of the white players. Let's talk about that. They get married. They get one woman, they stick with her. And they have an issue, they get them another one, they stick with them. But when it comes to brothers, it's like we don't know how to settle ourselves down. We really don't. Now, I know some people may say, well, some of that comes from some tribes in Africa, they had polygamy, had 3 or 4 wives. But see, you can't even say that because when you have 3 or 4 wives, you're still faithful to those 3 or 4 wives and you're taking care of those 3 or 4 wives and all the children that you have with those 3 or 4 wives. That's the way that works. It's not that you got them women in the house and then you just running all over the place doing what you want to do. Don't work that way. So I don't even bring up the polygamy in Africa situation. But I agree with the message. But I'm saying is don't backdoor and say, well, they bitter and this and that and the third. Well, like I said, you didn't marry none of them. So how is it that they just bitter for nothing? And you say they're bitter when it comes to money. Well, if you'd have married the one of them, at least at the time period, if you'd have married even the first lady and y'all would have made a life together, maybe she wouldn't be bitter about the situation. Because you know how it is. You move on and they see you with another woman and that starts issues and problems too. But, Stephen, just have to really just accept he chose those females. He chose to go raw. He had 5 kids. He paid millions of dollars in child support. He said he still don't get to see his kids. Just as much as we tell women, you chose those dudes. Well, some of you guys are choosing the wrong women. And the thing is, you go up in these women raw. I don't get that. STDs is around and shoot, you got Rona running around now. You got all kinds of things running around. That's the last thing you want to do is impregnate some female. I repeat this one more time. I agree with what he's saying about finding one woman and making a life with her. I agree with that 1,000%. But the other part of that, where he act like he's taking responsibility, but then he says, oh, they're bitter. Nah, bro, you just got to deal with all of that you put yourself in, because you're leaving a confusing message with that. If anything else, I agree. Choose one woman that has all the qualities that you're looking for in a woman, because some of you guys don't even know what you're looking for. You need to make a list, at least 10 things that you need in a woman. And a lot of that is not going to focus on looks. I think only one part of that is going to be looks. The rest of it is going to be character, actually character more than anything. But, the problem is a lot of you haven't been taught by your fathers to how to look for a woman.